What is up, guys? It is Hunter and Derek here, coming to you guys today with episode 0 of the HCW podcast. This is honestly just a test video, and this is going to get some lighter subjects out of the way before we actually start our actual podcast.
That is true. We don't know when we're going to do the podcast. Maybe on Thanksgiving, we might set up. You won't see our faces. It's going to be us just talking.
It's gonna be, just
with
audio.
how the videos are going. But we're having to discuss this because we're part of YouTube now. So this right here affects us in a way. So I don't know how to pronounce it. Mess up. It's like Kappa.
Yeah.
Well, Kappa basically, as it goes, so we try to be somewhat kid friendly to a degree. You know, we can't help some model language used, but we try to keep it to a standard. But with that being said, you know, we can't be on super kid friendly. So anybody out here who doesn't like, mild languages or super intense languages type deal, you don't want to hear Pauly G or Derek Mercury cuss because you want to hold us to higher standards. Well, we kind of
can't do that anymore because basically what Cop is, if you don't know, PewDiePie did Pew's Nudes on it. So if you want, go and look. But we're just gonna sum it up for you in regular people terms. What basically COPPA does is YouTube can't make money off of kid-friendly revenue, so and any kid-friendly revenue will be put on YouTube Kids, and the creators won't get any money from it or any kind of praise for their hard work. So basically what we're going to have to start doing is HCW is going to have to literally start being hardcore championship wrestling.
But there's some good pros with this right here. You get to see wrestlers, the wrestling characters that you absolutely love. They get to come back because we had to drop some of them because they didn't suit the YouTube's terms of service. Now, not to sound greedy or just they're talking about money and creator content type stuff. Well, we're not all in for the money, but being backyard wrestlers wanting to go pro, we need some, just some to change from revenue just to keep going. Because going into pro business is not cheap at all.
No, it's
very
not.
Expensive.
As a matter of fact, running a backyard wrestling is not cheap at all.
Yeah, it's just really not, because we got to keep buying new gear because we tear it apart because a backyard, we have no safety regulations, and then we have to sometimes even pay hospital bills because we take things a little too far, or just the belts. The belt's going to cost us about $400 or $500.
Yeah, piece. And we're wanting to get brand new. We're wanting to get a brand new HCW championship.
No, we're not going as far as don't give us money. We're not saying that. We're just on the fact is we have to try to work for revenue.
Yeah.
So don't say we're not a pity party for money. No, we don't want you to chip that money. That'd feel wrong.
Yeah.
We're here to entertain you guys and make somewhat of a living, trying to do what we do best.
That's right. Derek put it into the best words I could possibly think of. But now, moving on from the COPPA thing, and from now on, HCW, unfortunately, will have to be, PG-13, something like that. But now, moving on from that, moving on to another subject. Season 2 of HCW Wrestling. Guys, like I've told you 100 million times, you do not have to worry. Even though we're going to be taking a winter break just as soon as the temperature hits where we can wrestle full-time again, best believe that we're going to be hitting that mat full force almost every weekend and even weekdays if it's raining.
And some of you we might just have a lucky break. Next weekend might be nice and pretty out.
Exactly.
Today it's kind of pretty, but it rains, so we can't get out there because the ground's all messed up and our vehicles will get stuck in our driveway trying to get out.
That is very true. And
southern weather for you.
Yes.
Southern weather.
Speaking of Season 2, ladies and gentlemen, I want to just go out on a limb and say Season 2 of HCW is going to be bigger, badder than ever. You only got a little taste of the pay-per-views that we have came up with in Season 1. And in Season 2, we're going to have all the pay-per-views that we have planned to do. And who knows, maybe even get some returns.
The returns will be very great. Now, great thing though, during this whole winter break that we have, we're still going to throw out content. We're going to try to start doing podcasts, so you guys can tune in and ask us questions. Yeah, and we'll go in videos and go in depth of what's going on in everybody's mind at that moment when they come out from their entrance to our ring. We get to discuss all that. So if you're not familiar with what's going on, or you didn't catch on to it, we're there to lighten the role.
Exactly. Speaking of our podcast, you're probably wondering to yourself, Derek just said that you guys would be able to ask questions, but we can't go live on YouTube. So you're wondering to yourself, how are we going to ask questions? Well, ladies and gentlemen, go follow us on Facebook, and we will do a Facebook Live of, our actual faces and stuff like we're doing right now. You guys will tune in, ask the questions, and then we're going to answer them, then put them here on YouTube. And as speaking of podcasts and all of that, PGTV will be making a return. Pauly G's talk show we'll film that, put that on the channel. We'll have the HCW podcast with me and Derek, and yeah, this is episode 0 of that podcast, and you're probably wondering what that means.
This is like our demo. It's just seeing how we feel about it and how we're going to go about it. So right now we're going 6 minutes 30 seconds. Our podcast is just going to be us just
rambling
this shit, basically. Just whatever comes to our mind, we'll talk about. Hell, it might not even be HW talk. We'll talk about how the wrestling world's going, or because right now on this break, me and Hunter are planning on going to a pro company. We're planning on getting professional training and start going there. And you're not going to miss us. We're going to try to get somebody to record our matches and get us out there. So you won't be missing us anytime, because we're going to make sure we entertain you guys. It's kind of our career. We're good actors.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, everybody, we thank all of you that watch the videos, leave a like, and comment, and all that stuff. All of that helps us. All of that's going to eventually push us to bigger and better things, and we very, very much, from the bottom of our hearts, appreciate it. Watch out for episode 1 of the HCW podcast, and also pay attention to the Facebook group. And as a matter of fact, I'm probably going to post on the Facebook group what's some questions that you guys, the fans, want to ask and who you want to ask them to. So keep an eye on the Facebook group, keep an eye on YouTube. And with that being said, guys, thank all of you very much. Peace out.
Reese's Pieces.